Welcome everyone. What you need to be aware of is today's timeless pick a card. Take a deep breath and exhale. Pile 1 we have the Page of Wands, pile 2 the Sun, and pile 3 the Knight of Wands. Take another deep breath and exhale. Timestamps will be in the description box. Pause the video now to choose your pile. See you there. Welcome pile 1. You chose the Page of Wands. Okay, so what do you need to be aware of? All right. So you could have Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries in your chart, but again, doesn't have to be. It seems like there's something here that you're either meant to begin, you want to begin. There's a new beginning here. Could be that you're very, very young watching this, or you're a young soul and you just feel rejuvenated. But what do you need to be aware of? So the beginning of something, starting something that you're passionate about, following your passion, and also following that inner spark from your inner child. There's something about your inner child and that spark, that thing that sparks you, that has always sparked you since you were very, very young. That is something that's coming through here. It's either something you want to begin, something new that you've just started, or something that your inner child, that sparks your inner child. And when I say sparks your inner child, I'm also seeing sacral chakra energy, creativity. I am seeing playfulness leading to creativity. Your creative juice is flowing again. So something about the inner child, creativity, lightheartedness, playfulness that leads to something. And you being very motivated about something here. Very sparked, there's also something about your sensuality or a glow up here, just glowing from the inside out. It's like you have this inner sun going on in you. Like, I'm also seeing yellow energy here, so I'm seeing solar plexus energy. There's something about something that's radiating from inside of you. Okay, so you need to be aware of that thing that is radiating from inside of you, because it feels warm, it feels fun, it feels healthy, it just feels good, it feels warm, it feels welcoming. And it feels like something that you really would like to do, follow, pursue, take action on, whatever this is. There's something that has lit up inside you, lights you up like a Christmas tree, lights you up like it's Christmas every day. It's something that connects you to your inner child. It connects you to this joy, this something that just makes you feel joyful and happy. Now, it could be a person as well. Oh, here's what I'm seeing. Notice when you feel good around someone. Whenever you feel this way around someone, that's something you need to be aware of. That is a powerful connection. Okay, you know that is a connection that you want to keep around, because it's going to spark so many other beautiful things in your life, such as things you're going to create from, being around this kind of person is going to help motivate you. You know how they say we are who we hang around with, or whoever you're, show me who you hang around with and I'll tell you who you are, that kind of thing. And it's because it's energetic. If you surround yourself with people who are like this, or who make you feel this way, chances are you're going to be a lot happier, number one, but also a lot more productive and a lot more creative, and you will have a lot more to give others as well. Whereas if you're spending time with people who have very different energy and they make you feel bad, then you're also going to be absorbing and transmuting that kind of energy, and it's going to end up affecting your whole energetic field and anything, your ability to even create or give other, good things to other people. Because if you're constantly having to recover from an energy vampire, someone who gives you their negative energy and takes your positive energy, then you're spending so much time having to recover that you really don't have much to give to other people, if this makes sense. Let alone fill your own cup, of course. Wow, very interesting what came out of just one card. That doesn't happen often, but here we are. It does sometimes. So let's see with the Astro Dice what we get for further information here. Okay, you could have Scorpio in your chart, or there could be the energy of Scorpio here. We have 4th house, so something about childhood, your past, your roots, or your home life could be. It could even be a mother or motherhood. Someone's mother here could be a Scorpio, and we have Saturn. Yeah, okay, so here's what I'm seeing. Especially if you have Saturn in your 4th house, it could be that you have had a mother who was very restrictive, oppressive, just very heavy to deal with. It is possible. Or you could be a mother and finding motherhood very heavy on you and taking you to the depths of your soul and really connecting you to your soul on a very deep level and learning a lot of lessons as a consequence of motherhood. And we do have the page here, and the page is a child. So for some of you, if you do have children, if your children are going through something difficult right now, it may be time for you to have a conversation with your children about energy and vibration and how people exchange energy, and why if you keep certain company in your life, why you end up becoming the company you keep, right? And so if you are a mother and you feel like your child is struggling or your child needs a sense of direction, this may very well be the thing they need to hear. Anything I've mentioned before we roll the dice, maybe a conversation you would benefit or your child would benefit in having with you. Wow, that for some reason is coming through. And I'm seeing Capricorn possibly, and also Cancerian energy. So someone who could have a Scorpio, Cancerian, or Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries in their chart, okay? Okay, so there could be something concerning your child if you have a child. And so if you have a child, your child is feeling restricted and oppressed right now, trying to follow their spark and their passion, and they may be needing a sense of deep direction and soulful advice from you if you're the mother, okay? I am seeing that. Now, if this is your inner child, it could be that there are things coming up for you right now that are your subconscious being triggered at the moment, and that is coming out right now for you to and it's heavy. It feels heavy, you feel stuck, you feel restricted by it. There's something that is restricting you that's coming from your depths, is something deep that is now coming to the surface. You're now becoming aware of, and it's almost like you keep being pulled into that. And it's something to do with your childhood or your inner child, and it's something that interfered with your ability to follow that spark, to feel motivated, to feel joy, okay? And it could have had something to do with either the house you grew up in, your family dynamics, your mother, or possibly where you lived, where you were in like a neighborhood environment or something that was very oppressive or restrictive or just very heavy, okay? And that heaviness and that responsibility, it seems like it's very like you had duties and you had responsibilities, but you didn't really have the time to enjoy yourself or to let that inner child come out and express itself, because there was something bigger or more important and heavier, that like a responsibility or a chore, or just someone came in and just said something and dimmed your light, or someone was cruel to you or whatever. And so it kept being pushed down to your depths, to the depths of your subconscious, until it was buried there. And whatever was buried there has been running you subconsciously, has been a subconscious program that has been running every thought that you have, every move you take, every way you move in this life. And in a way, it disconnected you from your soul. It disconnected you from your core, who you truly are on a soul level. And so soul and your practical life got completely disconnected. And nothing that you were doing in your practical life was feeding your soul. And so your soul is now coming out screaming, saying, it's my turn, it's my turn, it's my time. You can't ignore this calling any longer. Your subconscious is screaming at you, and that could be coming out in a number of ways. Your soul is now rebelling against, the fact that you haven't been following its calling. And so you may find yourself getting irritated or angry or sad all of a sudden, and feeling all of a sudden like very restricted, very tied up, and like feeling like you can't breathe, or claustrophobic, or just a sense of wanting freedom. That's what I'm seeing here. Freedom from the shackles of your past, from your trauma, from your pain, from your mother, from your family, from whatever you were taught that oppressed you, that kept you in this lower vibration, so to speak. So let's see what's going on. What else do we have? We have ether, the seamless unspeakable. Okay, the seamless unspeakable. I'm going to take the word unspeakable. So maybe the unspeakable happened to you, and if it did, I am so sorry. It seems like very, very heavy stuff for some of you. For others of you, there were things that you just simply didn't speak of because you weren't meant to, you were taught not to, you couldn't. So I'm seeing throat chakra issues here. So maybe you don't speak up for yourself, or you don't say what you want, you don't say what's on your mind, you don't speak your mind because you either were punished whenever you did so, or there were heavy consequences, or you were just taught that that's not important, and so even unspeakable ways of educating a child, right, come as a consequence of parents not allowing the child to express themselves. So it could have been a sense where you weren't allowed to express yourself for whatever reason, or you just felt uncomfortable, or you didn't feel there was acceptance, or you were punished for it. Whatever it was just, you just felt it was either unimportant or unaccepted. And so now with ether here, you're being called to connect to your higher self again, and there's something that your higher self wants to express that hasn't expressed because just didn't have the opportunity to do so. And so this left a void in you, this left that feeling that you didn't feel complete as a human being. And so you felt you had no choice in when it came to your life and its direction, and you're being reminded now that you have a choice. You are an ethereal being. You are not just a body that is being told what to do. You don't have to blindly follow orders. And so it's like you need to be aware that actually a lot more than you thought is possible for you. And it is time for you to actually make that choice of what you want to be, what you want to bring into your life, and what you want your life to be like. You need to be aware that you do have this choice, because you are way more than you have been taught you are. You are you are limitless. You are not limited, okay? And so it's like you need to be aware that there are endless possibilities. And even though you may be in an environment that doesn't seem so, and so you're so used to thinking that this is not possible, it's time for you to start seeing things differently and realizing that no, actually it is possible. It all depends on what I choose to bring into my life. I choose this, and you don't even mention, because see, now we're getting in the realm of affirming and manifesting. And when you affirm and manifest, if you say, I choose not to be silenced. The universe is not going to hear anything null, negative, any negation, because that is void, right? That doesn't exist. A no means the negation of existence. And so when you say, I don't want to be silenced, what you're saying to the universe is, I want to be silenced. That's how the universe is going to listen to it. And so when we're looking at choices and choosing how you want your life to go and what you want your life to be, you say, I choose to express myself. I choose to live in a world where I am able to express myself. I choose to surround myself with people who allow me to express myself, right? That kind of thing. And so what you need to be aware of is, based on your current programming or past programming, how you need to be aware of how you're speaking to yourself in your mind, how you have been speaking to yourself all these years. Have you been speaking to yourself in a way that is conductive to understanding that you can, or conducive to understanding that you can make choices? Or have you communicated with yourself so far, telling yourself that, choices are not for me, I don't get to choose, right? How have you been speaking to yourself? And you need to be aware of that self-talk, especially negative self-talk, self-talk that limits you, okay? So you need to be aware about something when it comes to how you speak to yourself, even if it's not out loud, in your mind, right? And also what you speak out loud. So anything you're saying in your mind or saying out loud, it's still speaking. One is the more ethereal form of speaking, but it's still speaking. And when you speak, you're casting those spells. Angel of balance. So in order for you to transmute the negative into the positive energy, to find that balance, to find that peace, to find the equilibrium, the pathway to this balance is how you speak to yourself, is transmuting that self-talk, okay? And in that way, you're alchemizing your life forward with new experiences, the experiences that you're choosing, rather than experiences that were put onto you, that were fed to you, that you were made to believe were your choices, or were your only options, or was the only way. The number 48, the number 12, and the number 3 could be relevant here. 3 is all about communication. It's Gemini energy. It's the 3rd house. It could have something to do with your siblings, with relatives, neighbors, short distance travel, socializing. So this has affected your ability to socialize in some way. It's like you would have had, and you can make a lot more progress if you are aware of this. You need to tweak this little thing. And in tweaking that, you're already alchemizing your life into what it is that you want it to be. Yeah, we have the shadows. So there's a lot of shadow stuff. So this is an indication of shadow work that is ahead of you, or that you're undergoing right now. And maybe you're not understanding why you're feeling like you're being pulled to the depths, and how you feel stuck there, like you can't really escape. And it's because you're being really called. You need to be aware that this is happening, because you're being called to your depths to really address these things that have been left unaddressed. You see, most people are not addressing these things because they feel that everyone goes through something, and so it doesn't need to be addressed. But, you are being addressed. Now, I just want to get the book for this one. I'm going to open the book for this one. For some reason, I'm being called to the book here. Yeah, the shadow. Oh, look at this. The first word that comes up there, see, on the left, right beneath shadow, underneath shadow, it says the unspeakable. And look at this. The unspeakable. And these are 2 different decks. I had no idea what was in this book. And I felt drawn to the book. And so the unwelcome, the denied. Maybe you felt unwelcomed, and I did say unwelcomed was a word I used before, and I don't normally use that word. Unwelcomed. You always thought that whatever you had to say wasn't welcome, or you were denied speaking up. I feel this is coming up because there's an emphasis on you being silenced. And look at this. I've been talking about your unconscious coming to light, and look what it says down there. It says, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and world. So unconscious aspects of yourself are being revealed right now, and even unconscious aspects that you weren't conscious of about the world are being revealed to you at this time. And you know, these unconscious aspects about the world now, it's like you grew up to think that everyone was limited, or you felt just very limited, and most people are just limited. But you're gaining a notion of the world that actually there's a lot less limitations, and there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. And so when you're in the light, your unconscious becomes very clear what's triggering you. But when you're in the dark, look, denying unconscious aspects of the self and world. So it could be that you were in denial, or it was denied to you to be yourself, or you were in denial of self out of a fear of being traumatized or pain, it being a painful experience for whatever experiences you've had with expressing yourself and being yourself. And so you're going into this phase now that it's time for you to own your shadow, to own all sides of you, and to not feel bad for being you and for being different and for having this dark side, because we all have a dark side and a light side. So it's time for you to see your shadows as qualities as well, because, you know, well, not all shadows. I'm not talking about really extreme shadows, but I'm talking about the kind of shadows where you need certain parts of yourself, even if they're dark, even if that means knowing how to defend yourself from dark entities or other people's darkness, right? Let's say you have this anger inside of you, or you have this will to feel destructive toward other people. There's, you know, most people master that, and they and that's a controlled feeling where it comes out at the right time. And so when is that meant to come out? When you need to defend yourself from someone who could be potentially planning to harm you or harming you at the moment. And so it's almost like you need to understand that person's darkness, and for that you need to dive into your own darkness so that you can know what you're dealing with, and so you can at least know how to defend yourself, and so have that not, or you can even understand the other person's darkness and motives and for doing something stupid by going in within you and saying, I feel these same things too, I could have done this, or I understand what part of this person's darkness is, let's say, insecurity, leading them to be, let's say, jealous or say something about me or against me, without taking it personal and understanding that it's something that's going on within that person's own subconscious triggers or whatever that is. And so that is another thing to be aware of here. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Holding on too tightly. There's something you need to be aware of something that you're holding on too tightly. What are you holding on? Now, if you have this thing with money, there could be a relationship here with money that you hold on too tightly because you fear that there won't be enough, because you were taught that if you don't save, if you spend anything, you're going to be poor, or you're going to be poor. It could be a lack mindset, poverty mindset that could be running you from your childhood. This is very possible, and it's something you feel stuck to, and it's not allowing you to make progress with your money. So there's something about your relationship with money that's coming up here. Let's say you have bills to pay and, you know, almost all your money goes out the window. And let's say you focus on that and you say, what are you manifesting? And you think, oh, darn it, now here are the bills I have to pay. I'm going to pay these bills and then I'm going to be left with nothing. Oh, I'm so poor. Instead of saying, you know what? I'm so grateful that I have the money to pay my bills. You pay your bills and you say, thank you, universe, for giving me the ability to pay these bills. And then you say, I know more is coming. I am so wealthy. I have more than enough to afford anything I want and still save money. See, there's a different kind of self-talk when it comes to money. Now, it could be about money, your self-worth, relationships, anything you want to apply this to. Seems like you're very stuck on a way of thinking. The Three of Wands. So Spirit is coming through to say, you know what? Your ships are coming in. And that's what you need to focus. I just heard this anytime now. Anytime now. Anytime now. It's already done. Anytime now. These are two manifestation expressions. Anytime now, and it's done. Anytime now, it's done. So anytime now, the money is here. It's done. The money is already here. It's done. I have the money. It's done. I have the vacation. It's done. I have all that money in the bank. It's done. I've paid my bills. It's done. I have the house, the car, the friends, the love, the whatever it is, right? Your ships are coming in. Things are on point. Don't delay things with negative thinking. Don't sabotage things with negative self-talk, right? Don't interrupt the natural progress and process of what is already coming your way. It's already done. It is on its way. Anytime now. Anytime now. Meanwhile, work, do life as if you know it's coming. It's almost like you've ordered a package, like to some kind of delivery company, or you bought something from a company and you know that the package is on its way. It's the same thing with your manifestations. So you're not constantly checking where the package is, right? You just trust that it's arriving between such and such day. And then if it doesn't, then you go check why. It could be Mercury retrograde, it could be something else. But you're not constantly like, oh, now I've ordered this, I'm sure it's not coming, right? You expect it to come, right? So this is the kind of thinking you need to apply to your everyday manifestations. 3 of Cups, and it says abundance. So what this is saying is chill, right? There is virtue and abundance coming your way. Anytime now, your ships are coming in, and when they do come in, it's going to be abundant, right? Focus on abundance. Don't focus on lack. Focus on abundance. 3 of Cups. There's going to be a celebration. Some of you could have your Sun in Aries or your Mercury in Cancerian energy. The Emperor. The number 4. There is a part of you that is very stubborn but also strategic, and you like to be in control. And that's where the ego comes in, because control is connected to fear. Fear is connected to the ego. The Emperor is the representation of ego. And there's a stiffness and a stubbornness around a way of thinking. We have 4, 4, 4. Okay? You are being divinely guided. You have your archangels guiding you, supporting you. Everything is on point. Don't control things to the point where you're creating a resistance in the flow of the things actually coming to you a lot quicker. The more you try to control things, the more you're putting fear-based energy, because control comes from fear, the fear of things not happening, and hence you try to control to make sure they happen. But in this back and forth of energy, you're not trusting the universe, you're not trusting God, you're not trusting yourself or your higher self. You're creating this resistance and energy, and you're delaying things from actually happening a lot quicker. And you need to be aware that you could be doing this. Or like, let's say you want something, you manifest it, and then you go, oh, but I need to do this and that and that. And if I don't do this, this won't happen. How will this happen? And you're getting lost in the hows, and you're strategizing, and you're spending way too much time strategizing when it's not necessary to strategize. All you have to do is say, I want this, okay, what do I need to do? Step 1, 2, 3, I'll do this, I'll do that. And I'm sure it's going to happen anytime now. It's already done, right? Because look, we have earned success. This success is actually earned. You've earned it. So if you've earned it, you have to trust that it's coming, because the universe will give you what you've earned, okay? So with the Six of Swords being there, it's like you need to heal. There's a need for you to heal when it comes to overthinking things, because you're creating way too much turbulence in your mind that is unnecessary, and it could even be causing you mental distress and possibly anxiety, depression, and all these things you don't need, even stress. Okay, so you could have Aquarius in your chart. And you know, Aquarius does have this tendency to need to control. Aquarius can be a little bit of a general here. Okay, I'm getting like mad scientist vibes, like someone who is super smart, super intelligent, but then there's a lack of self-confidence or something like that. That's the person I'm seeing in this reading today. It's like you have no idea how powerful you are, and how you, if you actually just stop trying to control everything, you should just rely on the fact that you're so intelligent and things are actually going to happen. It's when you overthink that you start jumbling the energy, and it starts creating resistance in things happening faster. It's like you're putting on brakes where there should be no brakes, okay? There's something big and powerful and cutting edge, innovative here that you're meant to do. It's like you're meant to do something that's never been done before, or something that's been done before but hasn't been done in the way that you... It's like maybe you're adding something to a system that makes it faster or better or whatever it is. Like it's already in place, but there's just something you add or you tweak or you change, and you know that formula. And so there's something very unique about you, and it's like you need to trust that part of yourself more and liberate yourself from your own shackles, because your mind is your own worst enemy. If you can get that out of the way, you would be accomplishing so much more, because you are meant for so much more. That is what's coming through, is that you're meant for more. Pisces. But again, there's a lot of subconscious stuff there that still needs to be dealt with. And so in dealing with that and unblocking just these subconscious triggers, whatever is running your mind here, that is based on fear and based on the heaviness of maybe a heavy childhood, if you can free yourself and heal and allow yourself to dream and allow yourself to dabble in what could be the illogical, magical part of life, then you're going to see so much more opening up for you. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Yeah, 12th house, again, the subconscious, dreams. Your dreams could be showing you something about your subconscious triggers and what needs healing here, okay? I do see your dreams are showing you something that needs healing. You may need to translate your dreams or interpret your dreams or get someone to help you with dream interpretation. I do help with dream interpretation, how that connects to the psyche, how that could connect to past traumas, and how to heal. So if you need help with dream interpretation and healing through dream interpretation, you can find my email in the description box. But I'm just seeing this need to heal. Allow yourself to imagine, allow yourself to create from your imagination, and to allow those dreams to come out and follow those dreams as well. Yeah, it's all about allowing yourself. Wherever you weren't allowed as a child in your past, it's time to start allowing yourself. You don't need to wait for other people's approval. You can allow yourself. You can encourage yourself. The universe is encouraging you. The universe, there is a lot of potential in you, but you need to allow yourself this potential, this growth of this potential, this expression of this potential. And you will be rewarded if you do allow yourself to explore your passions, your dreams, and your potential. And if you will allow yourself to dream, if you will allow yourself to expand beyond the limitations that were imposed as you were a child. Yeah, letting go. It is time for you to let go of certain constrictions when it comes to thought processes that are connected to other people or other circumstances or your past. It's time to let go of the past, the demons of the past, all those negative things of the past. Let go of a negative mindset or outdated whatever this is. You need to let go. You need to be aware that there's something here that you need to let go of, because it's been hindering you, your progress. It's been pulling you back. It's been obstructing and creating resistance to the abundance that is there for you. It's any minute now. It's as soon as you unlock and unblock. And with the number 26, 2 plus 6 is 8, is the number of abundance, steady, long-lasting, stable, prosperity in your life is what's meant to come in. If only you can let go of the lack mindset that is holding you back. You have Imrama. Right now you're being called toward a wonder voyage, crossing these deep waters of your subconscious. This is like a pilgrimage, and this is the journey of your soul right now. You're going through a soul's journey, and you're really being called to be aware of these things right now. So take the journey, because it's more about the journey than the destination, and you're going to grow a lot through this journey. And the more you journey through, the more you're going to see this abundance coming through and flowing through your life. 45 could be an important number. 4 plus 5 is a 9. It's time to close a cycle by letting go of a certain mindset that was holding you back. Pile number 1, it was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. If it did not, choose another pile. Extra content is now exclusively on Patreon. I have been uploading there a lot more regularly. So information on my Patreon, you can find it in the description box. Extra for my readings, life purpose reports, dream interpretation, and energy healings, you can find my email in the description box. And for the healing bracelets, my Etsy store is open. There's a special 10% discount code in the description box. If you're interested, you can click on the link in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all. See you sometime soon. Bye. Till next time. Welcome, pile 2. You chose the Sun. So this is what you need to be aware of. The number 19 could be relevant to you, as well as the number 1. Okay, you need to be aware of what makes you happy. What you need to be aware of is your own inner compass, your soul. You need to be aware of what really makes you happy, and aware of how you react to your circumstances, people, places around you from your core. So you need to check in with your solar plexus chakra. So it's located right on your diaphragm, located more or less right where your lungs end, the pit, beginning where your stomach begins, from top to bottom. So there's something about that area and how that responds to your exterior, to other people, how they talk to you, how you feel when they show up in your energy, whether it's a message or their presence or something they say, how you react to a space. Do you feel drained around certain places or people? So what you need to be aware of is your center and how you respond to environments, how your body responds to people, how you're feeling about your environment. That's going to tell you a lot about what is good for you and what is not. Also, be aware of what makes you truly happy, because those things are really worth engaging with, or people who really make you happy. That's what is really worth engaging with. For some of you, you need to be aware that you are pregnant. So if that is the case that you could be, it may be time to do a test or go to the doctor or something like that. I'm also seeing the conception of a project for some of you that you need to be aware of. Your self-confidence levels, your self-worth may need to be. Your posture. Are you sitting up straight? Do you have a straight posture? Because your posture is influencing the way you feel as well. So if you have, like, let's say, bad posture, bad back posture and you're not keeping your back straight, that could be influencing your mood. Believe it or not, it could have nothing to do with your environment, nothing to do with people. It could be your actual body. If you're not exercising your body, if you're not making sure you are activating those muscles in the way that support your spine and your shoulders and everything, it could be that that is affecting your sense of self-confidence and self-worth, okay? Our body, our posture, exercising is a lot more connected to our emotions than we think. If you're constantly looking at the floor rather than looking up at the sky, that also influences your entire disposition. So look and see how this woman is looking up. See? She's looking up. She's not looking at the floor. She's looking up. She's taking in the energy of the sun and the universe, and she's dancing around, and she's feeling light, and she looks like she's happy. But if you look at someone constantly looking at the floor, that is a sign that they may be sad. Now, we may think that the act of looking at the floor is a consequence of sadness, but what if I told you that looking at the floor could be the cause of your sadness? And if you start faking it, like even if you don't feel like it, just start looking up. Just start looking up and see how your entire disposition changes. Okay, so that's one thing to be aware of. Okay, there we go. Let's look at the Astrodice. All right, we have South Node. So is there something holding you back? Something holding you back. We have Aries and 9th house, or the number 9. Okay. There's a cycle that needs to be closed because something is holding you back. And you haven't closed that cycle. You're meant to start anew. You're meant to start something new, but you need to close the cycle of something that's holding you back. You could have Sagittarius or Aries in your chart, also possibly Leo. So I'm seeing a lot of fire signs here. It doesn't mean that other signs are not going to come up, but you could have your South Node in Aries, meaning that your North Node is in Libra. You could have your South Node in the 9th house. South Node in the 9th house. But of course, it doesn't have to be. You are meant to take risks and go on some kind of adventure right now, but you need to kind of close the cycle of something that's holding you back from being happy. That is what I'm seeing. And you need to be aware of the fact that something you've always done or your past is holding you back from being able to take this risk, take this leap of faith, be happy. Because it seems like a leap of faith and adventure, taking a risk, is correlated to your happiness somehow. And this could have something to do with long distance travel or something at a long distance from you, okay? Take that as it resonates. Crystal keys. It's almost like the key to your happiness involves something long distance. It could also involve teaching at a higher level, such as university teaching or learning in university, or a spiritual teacher may be involved, or you are a spiritual teacher and something is holding you back from fulfilling your mission as a spiritual teacher. You do have these keys. I do believe you are a spiritual teacher, because your crown chakra seems to be very open, very connected to the higher realms. You do receive these downloads of light language. You receive downloads through your crown chakra of information from the higher realms, by the way. And these are the crystal keys. You have access to higher level information that you may be stopping yourself from using based on something from your past or a way you've always done things, and it keeps you stuck in the past. Because other than that, 22 means you are on the right path with the information that you have. Just don't hold yourself back. Just trust the information. It will set you on the right path, okay? Taking a risk is the right thing to do. 2 + 2 is a 4, but you tend to limit yourself. You tend to be all about rules and regulations that have always been in place. And yes, while there are certain things that from a moral standpoint or viewpoint, they make sense, but other things need more flexibility that are not to be taken as so rigid, okay? You have access to far more information than many people who are around you. And it could be that the opinions of others or something other people say and tell you to do in a certain way are limiting your ability to explore. Now I'm seeing on her forehead, it looks to me like Archangel Michael's sword. What is the name of that crystal? It's not a crystal, it's a gemstone. And it's called Archangel Michael's sword. It starts with a C. It's not celestite, it's the other one that starts with a C. It doesn't matter though. It's like you have access to the truth. You see the truth, you know the truth, but you somehow hold yourself back. And journey. So something about you traveling somewhere, packing your suitcases and journeying, some physical journey. You need to be aware that some physical journey needs to take place and it is connected to your happiness in some way. So, and you know this, but you may be stopping yourself from doing this because Thanatos, and I'm seeing a web here, a spider's web. You could feel like you're stuck in some kind of a web right now that is not allowing you the freedom to travel. You feel stuck, and it's stuck in the past. It's some past way of doing things that is even a web that maybe you even weaved, right? Maybe you created this web and you somehow believe that this was always going to be the case, of how things are always going to be. And it's now, you need to be aware that things don't have to always be this way. Queen of Chalices, there's something here that you're feeling your heart is drawing you somewhere. Your heart is drawing you somewhere. It could even be drawing you to having kids. Maybe you were someone who, you always said you didn't want to have kids, and now all of a sudden you're feeling called to the adventure. Paul? Whose name is Paul? Someone's name is Paul. You're feeling pulled to the adventure of having a child for some of you. And that's going to take you on a spiritual journey of depth, of knowing yourself at depths that you didn't believe was possible. Or maybe you feel that you need to take your child with you, or your child would be connected to this. For those of you who don't have a child, just disregard this whole child thing. For those of you who don't resonate with that message at all, it could be that simply that your heart is pulling you in a different direction than where you have been going or where you have been, but there's something about your past or outdated thinking processes that are holding you back from having that experience that you're wanting to have. Five of Wands, there's a lot of conflict, mental conflict, maybe some competition or opposing wills and needs and wants and people opposing you, or you feel there could be a lot of competition if you wanted to go a certain way, either for a teaching position or to travel or to get a job somewhere far away. And so you just find it very challenging, or you could just find it very challenging in general to make this happen. But the only challenge here is because you are afraid to let go of your past or a certain way things have been done. And so that is the biggest challenge here. That is what's really keeping you stuck, is the fact that you are stuck to this past way of thinking, or just a comfort zone that you're unwilling to abandon because it's comfortable. You don't want the discomfort. Even though the discomfort is temporary, it seems like you need to be aware that you have a life purpose, right? And the fact that you're not allowing yourself to be a little bit uncomfortable temporarily is keeping you from fulfilling that purpose in life, right? Fulfilling that soul mission that you have. Now, I do life purpose reports based on your tropical astrological charts, natal charts. So you can find my email in the description box if you want help with that. And it could be something you would benefit learning about and understanding. It could even give you a sense of direction, because you may not even know what your life purpose is, and it may be something that you need to be aware of. Ten of Swords. You need to be aware that the fact that you keep yourself in pain or stuck or just going through unnecessary negative situations is because you keep yourself stuck in the comfort. And what's happening with that comfort zone is that even your comfort zone is becoming uncomfortable. And the more you resist the temporary discomfort, the longer you're going to experience the actual discomfort in your life. So whereas, let's say you have your life purpose right in front of you, or it would take discomfort, moving out of your comfort zone temporarily to get there, you don't want to feel the discomfort for, let's say, okay, let's just put in an amount of days, like a month to a year. So you'd rather live 20, 30, 40 years, the rest of your life uncomfortable because your comfort zone is becoming uncomfortable, basically is what I'm seeing here. The star, you have hopes and dreams, and the star is coming through to say there is wish fulfillment for you, but you need to put an end to the conflict that's going on within you, or an end to your connection to the notion that other people may be competition, or other people may be jealous, or other people may try to stop you, right? You have to put an end to that kind of thinking, because yes, of course, there's always going to be competition, there's always going to be jealousy, there's always going to be people coming against you, you know, and the more you do, the better you do, the more you show up, the more people are going to come against you. But it's almost like something to be expected. And yes, it's not comfortable, but it's the only way to getting to your dreams, to living your life purpose. It's the only way. And so there's a need for you to heal a certain mindset that is keeping you stuck in this notion that you don't want to deal with jealousy, you don't want to deal with competition, you don't want to deal with people coming up against you, so you might as well do nothing, right? And so if you procrastinate by any reason, or if you feel like you're not getting where you want to go, then you need to be aware that this could be running you subconsciously. And Two of Pentacles, this one says change. There's a need for change in the way that you're managing this whole situation within you, okay? This internal management needs to change. Aries, there needs to be radical change, okay? You need to take action and feel motivated and really follow that inner sun, that inner spark that is ignited in you to feel alive again, to feel, and again, you're the only one who can do this for you. No one's going to do it for you. You need to be the leader when it comes to moving out of your comfort zone. No one's going to move you out of your comfort zone, and no one's going to move out of your comfort zone for you. You're the only one who can do this. So you need to assert your energy. Ask yourself, what do you want? And just start taking steps toward, rather than feeling this, not sorry for yourself, but wondering why do all these things keep happening to people? Why are they living their dreams? It's because it's not all glamorous. They moved out of their comfort zone. They didn't stay in the safe little comfy place, right? And so, yeah, well, it's mysterious, right? You don't know what to expect. It's kind of like you feel blind in this process. Like you have to trust your intuition. You have to trust the unseen. You have to trust that things are going to happen that haven't happened yet. And you can't see them because, they haven't happened yet. So you can't see them. So you kind of have to see them in your mind's eye before they reflect externally, right? And you have to trust that your vision will come about. Fourth house. Again, there could be a connection to pile number one. Maybe if you felt drawn to pile one, there's a message there for you. There could be a connection to your childhood, your roots, your family, even your mother, or something that you learned when you were a child from a very young age, your background about comfort and feeling comfortable, and family feels comfortable and everything feels comfortable, but then you don't really evolve from a place of comfort. You pretty much stay the same. And the thing is, you grow up, certain elements of your family who were there when you were younger are older than you, and inevitably we're going to lose people who were our support system. And so the only way to be able to support ourselves when these people are not around in our lives is to create a strength, and understand from a younger age that it's not always going to be comfortable. There's not always going to be someone there listening to you, supporting you, giving you money, or helping you with whatever. So, and they themselves had to move out of their comfort zones because most likely, their parents passed away, or their grandparents, a lot younger, because we're living longer. But and so it's like if you don't move out of your comfort zone, comfort is all you're going to have the way you know it, and there's no evolution, basically. What else am I seeing here? So that shelter, that protection, it's like if you want to be able to shelter and protect yourself in the future, there needs to be moving out of that comfort zone. And practice self-care rather than expecting others to care for you. You may need to rest more. You may be very tired. I'm seeing burnout for some of you, and you may need to rest. Now, by moving out of your comfort zone, and I'm not saying don't sleep, don't rest, just work when you're tired. No. Rejuvenation and rest is a part of the system that keeps you going so that you can keep moving out of your comfort zone. Sleep is very, very important, and it's vital and it's necessary. And a lot of people skip that step, and they burn themselves out with work, or they stay up working late, or they go out at night because they're having fun and a good time, but they don't realize that it's wreaking havoc on their bodies. And at the end of the day, they're not going to have any fun when you start seeing all these lack of rest-related health issues that show up. We have the Ascended. Something you need to be aware of maybe is your wardrobe, or how you come across, or what your mission statement is in the world, how you want to be seen, how you want to be perceived, right? Your self-expression, how are you expressing yourself? What is your view of the world? What mark do you want to leave on the world? And move toward that. What is keeping you, holding you back from leaving that mark in the world? What attitude do you need to present to the world to get there? What image do you want to portray? What impact do you want to have on people? And also another thing you need to be aware of is that first impressions count a lot. Okay, so there's something here about a first impression that needs to be considered, worked on, whatever that is. You could have Libra in your chart. Seeing life through rose-colored glasses, idealism, it could be a case here. I'm seeing the Aries-Libra axis. There could be a tug of war between your relationships and what you need. So if you're too selfish and you don't pay attention to what other people's needs are, you may need to find a compromise with other people. Or if you compromise too much and you're too much of a people pleaser where you forget yourself, there may need to be a balance when it comes to that, and that's something that you need to be aware of wherever you are on the spectrum, okay? Okay, we have dreams. So again, your dreams could be communicating something to you. I do dream interpretation, so you may want to contact me via email. I do have that as a service. It could help you understand a lot of subconscious triggers and even what is holding you back. So your dreams could be giving you indications of what may be holding you back. The number 3 could be significant here. You could have Gemini in your chart. Something about your siblings, your neighbors, or other relatives, or short trips here are showing up. I'm also seeing Gemini, Sagittarius axis. So it seems like there's a tug of war between logical knowledge versus transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge, a need to expand when it comes to how you see the world. Your view of the world is expanding, and a need to adjust. And there could be a sense that there's a comfortable way of thinking and seeing the world, but at the same time you're getting nudged to something bigger, but it's making you feel uncomfortable. So you may want to explore the discomfort that you're being called toward, because it's showing you something that will enlighten you, but you may be keeping yourself away from that. And by keeping yourself away from that, you're keeping yourself away from making progress in life. Freedom is something you need to be aware of. Independence and self-determination. So there's a sense of, if you're feeling stuck, it's because you're not allowing yourself to be independent. It's because you're not taking responsibility for your independence, or you're not taking the steps toward your independence. Self-determination. The fact that you may be stuck may have something to do with the fact that you're not determined enough to live a life of freedom. And so while you may complain you don't have freedom, you may want to look at the reason why you're not doing anything about that. Okay, and it could be something that you feel is out of your control, you may need help with, okay? So, pile number 2, that was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not, choose another pile. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. It really helps the channel. It helps bring you more. If you would like to be notified of future uploads on the channel, go ahead and press that bell for further notifications in the future. And if you would like, extra content is on Patreon now exclusively. You can find the link in the description box. I've been uploading there a lot more regularly. And for the healing bracelets, you can find them in the Etsy store, link in the description box. And if you'd like a reading, life purpose report from me, dream interpretation, energy healing, you can find my email in the description box. Bless you all. See you sometime soon. Bye. Till next time. Welcome, pile 3. If you chose the Knight of Wands, this is your reading. So what do you need to be aware of? You could have Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries in your chart. But again, it doesn't have to be. It could be that you're midway, some kind of adventurous pursuit or passionate pursuit of something in your life, following your passion, feeling motivated, feeling full speed ahead. Or again, you could be dealing with someone who is wishy-washy, in and out, flaky with you. They show up and they go away as fast as they showed up, or they go away as fast as they show up as fast as they went away. However you want to take it. But there's also a need for you to focus on joy here. Creativity, creative pursuits, your passionate pursuits, feeling uplifted regardless of whatever is going on around you. There is a glow up and a sensual awakening that I'm seeing here with the sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is being very activated right now. Your inner child is being called to come out and play, to be creative, lighthearted, and for you to really focus on the glowing beam of existence that you are. Okay, I'm just getting all these really wonderful vibes from you right now. Now, if you are dealing with someone who's flaky, wishy-washy, in and out, and this is bothering you, there's something here that you need to be aware of, and we're going to look into what that may be. Or you need to be aware that that person on your mind, if the energy is bothering you, it's because they could be in this energy. Now again, this is not necessarily a negative energy, but it's just something that you need to be aware of. That could be a trait of theirs, or just something that you may choose to accept and live with or not. Okay, it is up to you. Sorry, I'm going to do this again. We have the Moon in Gemini, but this one, I didn't see this one, so that one is the second house. So we have the number 2. So relationships could be important, but also self-worth and money. Gemini, some of you could have your Gemini in the second house, but doesn't have to be. You could be a Gemini or have any other Gemini placement. I'm also seeing Taurus energy here, and I'm seeing the Moon. So you could have a Moon in Gemini, Moon in Taurus, or something about secrets, something that's hidden, or your subconscious, or your feelings, or your fears. You could be having fears surrounding money or your self-worth, or fears surrounding communication, or you're hiding something that you're thinking, or you're hiding communication, and there's something you would like to say but you don't say it, you keep it to yourself. It could be within a relationship. It could be that you want this person to know that it bothers you, that they are flaky with you, or in and out of your life. It could be that. Wow. It could be that you have fears surrounding money, or fears surrounding relationships, or there's something subconscious that is running you that could be affecting your finances. It could be self-talk. It could be the way you talk to yourself. It could be information that you have access to that is skewing your ability to make more money and believe and have a healthy, abundant mindset, okay? Because remember, if you're listening to negative things about poverty, and you are taking in that information, even if it's not your own, it's becoming you, right? We have to be very mindful of our diet, and it has a lot to do. Our diet is not just what we eat, it is what we listen to, it was what we see, okay, of course, and what we put into our body. So if you're listening to negative things about poverty and scarcity and lack, guess what? That's what you're going to become, because that's what you're feeding your soul, your mind, and that's what you keep telling yourself very subconsciously. So be mindful of the information you allow through your eyes and through your ears, okay? We have the infinite. There is infinite supply, okay? There is infinite supply. you shouldn't be worrying about lack and scarcity and that kind of thing. You should be focusing on abundance and infinity. That is what you need to be aware of. The number 49 could be relevant to you, and the number 4, the world. Yeah, you can have it. It is there. It is abundant, and it's there for everyone. There's a lot more available than what we are led to believe, okay? The number 29 could be relevant, as well as the number 2. There's a cycle that you need to close. You could be closing. There could be something online here. Could be a business, could be communication. There could be something here about online communication with someone who is flaky or who has been flaky, okay? A little bit in and out. There could be a need to travel here, but there could be fears around resources that are blocking you. The tears, and I'm seeing some sadness, possibly some crying. What do you need to be aware of? Okay, there could be someone who seems flaky, but this person could be crying over you and you don't know this. Okay, they are struggling. They're hiding their feelings. Someone is, and they have this exterior. They look like they are flaking on you, but really they are struggling with their sense of self-worth and what they believe is possible for themselves in terms of prosperity. And so this keeps them in a low vibration, right? If you're dealing with someone like this, this is the message that you need to be aware of, is why this is going on. And this is the reason. The number 52 and the number 7 could be relevant here. It seems like this person is undergoing some kind of spiritual process. This person is working to become financially independent, okay? That is the focus. Now, if you're the one with the fears around finances, just know that financial independence is there for you. You can have it. Basically, this is telling you not to worry. And that is the truth. Ace of Swords means what I'm saying is the absolute truth, and you need to take it as the truth, okay? Because you can't get any realer than this. 5 of Cups, it's like the disappointments that you've been experiencing, either with this person or when it comes to money and your ability to attract money, have a lot to do with the fact that you are, the way you're seeing things or the way you've accepted the world is. And so you need to bring justice to yourself and to your mind. You could have Libra in your chart. The number 11 could be relevant. But you need to bring justice and put things on a scale and just balance your thinking out, because you're disappointing yourself. Because 6 of Cups, you're meant to experience pleasure in your life. You're meant to be financially independent. Now, I see there's a relationship here with someone who has had an epiphany about you. They're very disappointed at how they've been acting so far. They want to bring you justice and they want to bring balance to the situation, possibly even a contract with you and a reconciliation, because they do see this connection as very pleasurable. They have been very focused on self-pleasure. Someone here could have Scorpio in their chart. But they want to bring you justice. They see the disappointment. They see how they have influenced this disappointment. And they even feel like they're missing out on you. They've lost out on you. And they see you possibly as the one that got away, okay? And they see that this has been love all along. Someone here could have Taurus or Libra in their chart. And they do see your beauty. They do find you very attractive. They are very attracted to you. There's a romantic situation here I'm seeing, okay? There's there's a tie to vulnerability, romance, and even wealth here. And even your sense of self-worth that has been tied to this inability to attract love or wealth into your life. And the fact that your own sense of self-worth has been tied to the fact that you may be attracting people who are not committing to you because you're not committed to yourself and you don't believe that you're worthy of this commitment. And so that has been creating a lot of challenges in your life. It's because how you view yourself is how other people have been viewing you, and this has been creating stalls and tension in your love life. And it's the reason why you have been feeling all these frustrations and why you have been hurt time and again, okay? And again, with the square, there's someone wants to reconcile with you. I'm just hearing that very strongly. This person could have Scorpio in their chart. You could. What I'm seeing here is an intense transformation when it comes to your finances and your love life, okay? Things are changing. It's like you've had an epiphany, or someone's having an epiphany, and that's going to be the game changer. Everything will change, okay? Everything will change. And this has something to do with intimacy and intimate relationship, as well as your ability to attract partnerships, business partnerships that are profitable and prosperous, okay? You're having some kind of an epiphany around the topic of intimacy, something you didn't see before, and how you played a role in that. And it could have something to do with the fact that you don't value yourself, hence why other people don't see your value, because you teach more of your value to others when people see that you value yourself. And people see that you value yourself when you don't allow certain behaviors from other people. Now, there could be, you could be gaining insight or clarity into an investment that you're meant to do that will be very profitable. So keep your eyes peeled. There could be something around crypto or an investment or a business partnership here that is worth looking into. For some of you, you're going to receive an inheritance, okay? Now, I don't see any tragedies here, so this is either something you're expecting or something that is natural that would happen, and it's coming your way eventually, right? You need to be aware that of the fact that you have been self-sabotaging yourself into cycles of disappointment and frustration when it comes to money and relationships. And there's a need for you to look at the root of that self-sabotage. Is very connected to the fact that you may be highly insecure or very connected to fear and ego, and that is keeping you stuck, and that is sabotaging every other aspect of your life. Fertility. You are a lot more fertile than you think. You're a lot more capable of creating new things, including life, than you think. And it's time to start something new based on the potential that you know that you have, rather than sabotaging all that potential that is here. And now again, we have the number 8 yet again. So 8 coming out twice, you are meant for long-lasting, stable prosperity, even wealth, with Venus coming out here. But again, it's all about how you feel in your own skin and what you think and how you see yourself. That could be affecting all of this. And if you can only unblock that part, then everything else will flow nicely. Reclaiming your authenticity. The fact that you maybe feel like you're not good enough, or there's some part of you that is unlovable or unaccepted, or you struggle with, right? A shadow of yourself that you struggle with. When you realize that everyone has their shadows and still people are still successful, and the more authentic you are, the more you can find your true path, your true north, your true purpose, and that is when things start unfolding, and that is the basis of how fertile and creative you can be and how much you can really attract toward you. So Pile 3, that was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not, choose another pile. Thank you for your likes, commenting, subscribing, sharing. It really helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. If you would like to be notified of future uploads on the channel, just hit that notification bell. Extra content is now exclusively on Patreon. You can find my link in the description box. And if you'd like an energy healing, dream interpretation, life purpose report, or reading from me, you can find my email in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all. See you sometime soon. Bye. Till next time.